plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Oh, what a relief it is. What a relief.
All right, what I'm doing here right now, I'm measuring my voltage for my filaments. And the schematic, which I'm going to show you later, remember this is a 1935 schematic, and it was a cheaper radio, so things aren't as clear as they are in some of them. So I want to show you what's going on. First of all, I've got my leads on number 1 and number 6 of my my 42 tube, and that's fed directly from the transformer there, the black lines, okay? And or no, all right, yeah, that's on the secondary. Okay, then I've got my I got my mains coming in. I got my isolation transformer, which is an isolation transformer now. I mean, I redid it, so it's right. It's going to my variac. I've turned my variac up slowly. I'm up to like around 110. And I'm running that into the one side of the switch, or that's I'm on the switch because that's where the one line goes. Sorry, if you can see it there. And then the other one goes into that block, and the other side is the one that that's where the line comes in and the capacitor is inside the block, and now it's the one that goes to ground. It's like your safety one. So right now I'm at 5.9 volts. I'm at 110, so that should be pretty close. It should be like around 6 something. I need to get a new variac. Mine, even after I fixed it, it's, you know, it took a big smash, and it works, and I can get up to like 110. I don't want to try to take it up any higher than that, but so far everything's looking good. I tried to hook my other meter up. It's a cheaper one, and the amps aren't, because I wanted to see what the amp flow was, and there shouldn't be really anything except what's going into the meter, the way I've got it right now. But next thing is I'll show you the schematic and why this was. I had to double check this again. Like I said, they don't really show you on the schematic like the more modern ones. You can really trace them up and down and all around. This here kind of like it'll stop and leave you hanging. You got to kind of guess. So okay, I'm gonna let you go for now on this part. I'll be back and showing you the schematic. Okay, here we go. All right, I hope you can see this okay. I'm gonna try to show you what I'm dealing with. Okay, here is the power transformer. Okay, lines come in, and let me get in kind of close. 28, that is the block right there, and that's the one power line that gets connected. Okay, while I'm here I'll show you the other one. Goes to the switch, and then from the switch on out. Okay, but that's the primary side. Now these here are for the filaments, and then this one, as you can see, goes down through the resistor into ground. With these two, you see how they leave you with these like little arrows. Same way with the lamp. It's just got the two little arrows. It doesn't really tell you much, okay? Just little arrows here, no lines going up, little arrows here for the lamp, And now for the tubes. Here's my 42 tube, 1 and 6. That's the filament, just little arrows. There's my second detector, 77 tube, 1 and 6, just little arrows. And back over here on my first detector, and that's 1 and 6, just little arrows. Excuse me. Now, they do that because they run these on AC. It runs the lamp. The lamp runs on AC, and the heaters, the filaments, run on AC. But if you're not thinking that way, I mean, you're thinking usually, okay, it goes out, now there's going to be a DC line that runs all the way through. But that's not the case here. And that's what I had to do. I wanted to make sure that the lines I have hooked up, because 2 of them come up and go, and then it starts, hopscotching all to the different ones. See, it comes out, the black one, that's the black ones are the 3 and the 4. Okay, so they come up, and here's my 42 tube, and they're on the 1 and 6. And then there's a line that runs over here, and this is the second detector. And it's going to hopscotch, they're going to hopscotch all the way around, and then return. So that's what I've been trying to dial in to make sure that that is correct, because they don't, like I said, when you look at this, even when you really, you go over and over and follow all the lines and follow the lines, those are the only 2 that were left. And everything else made sense. And I went over this again and again and again and again. I wanted to make sure, but all the other lines coming off already have their places that they go, I guess you could say. So that's where I'm at. And each time I do one of these things, because it's not as informative as I wish it was. Thank goodness I've been watching those videos of John, because it's got me in the mode of following these lines no matter what. It's like, well, ignore this, don't worry about that, just go on the lines. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to keep going, and I'll be putting out more. I just kind of want to give an update of what's going on to kind of show you how I'm working on this. Okay, it's that time to put these trimmers in. These are the 3 that's in the back. They go up in here. They go in the back. Let me show you on the schematic, or the layout drawing, I should say. Okay, there they are. Let's see if I can do this with 2 hands. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here's the one. Here's the middle one. And then here's the third one. And that's looking underneath. That's the picture underneath. And on the parts list, let's go over here real quick. Okay, 1 is 11. Let's go down. Compensator. That's for the IF primary. The other one's number 17, and that's compensator regeneration one. And the other one is number 15, I believe. and that's for the IF. Let's make sure it's right. 11, no, 1, 17, and 19. So, okay, 19. That other one is actually a resistor. It's a 10K resistor. That ain't right. Okay, then I might have got the numbers wrong. I'll recheck that. But either way, we got to put them on before we do anything else. As you can see, there's a lot of the wires that I can't do anything until I have them in there. So we're coming along really good, and let me get them in and get started, and then I'll even update this more. I'm trying to be a little more instead of just shooting one thing. As I go, I'm trying to put some stuff in here to make it more interesting and make it useful. Okay, so I'll be back with you. Okay, a lot of light. This camera does not like too much light. My bonsai tree. And my little teeny tangerine tree. That's starting to grow real good. If everything goes well, there may be a couple black Spanish radishes coming out of that. But enough of that. You don't want to see that. Okay, here we go. We're going back in the crazy room. Okay, let me explain something here. Sunday morning. I am a week past what I was going to do for a video. This has become a challenge, but it's a fun challenge. Don't get me wrong. Here's my schematic still. I still have it prompt here on my easel, my painting easel. I'm definitely not doing painting right now, that's for sure. But this has been a challenge because there's some wires that you would think would go one place, but if you really have to, that schematic follow, especially on these older ones. I know I talked about this before, but man, oh man, they kind of leave you hanging on some things, and it's, you know, it looks kind of cut and dry on here when you just first look at it. But when you put this with this, then things change, because there isn't that many places for the wires to go. So you have to really do make sure that dot, okay, you know, we know where the dots are is where it actually connects. And then you got to follow that line and follow that line, and you have to look at all the connections. Give you a good example down here. This is the filter. These are the filter capacitors. Let me see if I can get in a little bit closer. Okay. Now, if you look, there's a dot here and a dot here. So what is that telling? And then here's this one resistor. Now this resistor is a son of a gun. This is one of those wrapped old-time resistor things that and I almost screwed the pooch on this because I wasn't getting continuity and stuff, but I worked on it, and it's kind of working back. It's working again now. So, but when you look at that, and this goes to the ground here through this resistor, and you got the lines coming in, and you got them coming in from the filter, right? Here's the filter, and you got your three lines. Now, when you look at the schematic, what's going on here? Well, here's that resistor. Here are your two filters, and if you look, They're both connected together here. They go through the resistor and they go to ground. So you've got two connected to one where you think that, well, they're both, they should be filtering on their own. I mean, in the way it's set up, you think of a filter as, the pi deal, where you have the like you have the capacitor, and then you have the resistor, and then you have another capacitor, or whatever filter, whatever pi filter you use. But that's normally the setup, and you kind of tended to look for that. And here, well, this little guy is kind of going, no, we're not like that. Now, the tricky part about it is, let's follow them up, okay? Like this one. This one goes up here, goes over here. Now look at where one of its connections are. There's another resistor right here. And it doesn't stop. It goes, now here's another resistor here. And it doesn't stop. And now here's one of our transformers. One of our coils. So you could actually have this connection here all the way down here. And it might only be that far, or that far. Or it might go through the whole radio. And that's kind of what's going on here. So you got to really pay attention. So it's taken a while because it seems like every line that I'm hooking up now, because on my pad where I'm writing all my stuff, all this, well, that worked great. But you know what? If you're not going to do it completely, every wire, explanation of every connection, this is kind of okay, but you can't rely on it, because if you don't know how to do this, and then mix this with that, you're goofed. So that's where I'm at. I have put actually a lot more wires on here. I've made more connections, but I said I'm just really taking my time, because I want to make sure that they're right. It's too hard to go back and retrace. If you have something out, you know where do you start as far as taking voltages and all that. So right, so I'm gonna upload this and get this out so you know what's going on. And if I have a big revelation on doing something in here, then I'll upload another one sooner. But I think it's going to be at least a couple days, maybe even another week, before I can get this together. But I wanted to say one thing. Excuse me, Sunday morning look. I'm working on another video, but that's going to take time too. It's like there's so much going on around here. It's really hard to sit down and actually do one project and get a lot done, because now you've taken so much time off of everything else that needs to be done. But I think you guys will like this one, and it's kind of got a nostalgic flair. I'm not going to talk about it more than that. And I've got my old little buddy that I've had for a long time, and I'm going to bring him back out, and he might be a little bit part of it too. So, okay, until then, see you guys later. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.